Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to see all of you today, and thank you for joining our Social Selling Conference. We tried to make it helpful for you, and I hope that you like all the presentations of our speakers as much as I like them, because I think that they are full of different insights. And let me share my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
we can.
Great. Yeah. Our speech plan for today is in the first part of our presentation, we will talk about our general algorithm of actions for B2B lead generation on LinkedIn. And in the second part, we will share with you our case studies, and we will show you some message templates which we use for lead generation in these regions, MENA, Latin America, and South and Southeast Asia. And a little bit about us. My name is Altbregina. Ekaterina is my full name, so I think just that Katya is easier to pronounce. And as Olga said, I'm a project director and marketing director at our social selling agency modumup, and mostly I work with the clients who want to enter markets of Israel, Western Europe, and the US. And Sofia, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Kate, for introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Sofia Lopatkina, and I'm the International Projects Director at modumup. I work with projects in MENA and LATAM region. So let's start our presentation. Can't wait.
Yeah, great. And let's talk about our approach for lead generation on LinkedIn. We use the direct approach. What does it mean? We use messages where we talk about our products or services, about our competitive advantages. And in the end of the message, we ask some qualifying question. And we noticed that this type of messages is more efficient than networking messages. We think it's because LinkedIn users don't want to waste their time, and they just want to understand is our business proposal relevant for them or not, and they just don't have time for conversations from afar. And we appreciate it, and that's why the direct approach ensures a high conversion rate. And on this slide, you can see how this process of lead generation looks like step by step. And what to do in the beginning, we interact with the posts of our target audience. And after likes and comment on the post of our target audience, we send them a connection request, sometimes with a welcome message, sometimes without it. You just need to test it and look at your connection rate when it will be higher, because it works differently for each target audience and for different countries. So just test it. And after we connecting with our target audience, we endorse top 3 skills in their profile. And we do it because we would like to attract their attention in a good way, in a positive way. And we want to show them our genuine interest and that we appreciate our connecting. And it works good because people often comes in our direct messages and thanks us for the endorsements. And it's a good way to initiate the dialogue. And after that, we send them messages with personalization by their position in the company or by the industry, and ask some qualifying questions. And if we don't get any reply, we follow up with them with some helpful content or with our case studies, and suggest them to have a brief introductory call and just to discuss our potential collaboration. And another interesting question here is when to follow up with our target audience for not being too persistent or overbearing. And as I said on the previous slide, we follow up with our target audience with sending them our case studies or has some helpful content, and we remind our potential customers about ourselves within 3 to 5 days. And we understand that people could have some, tough period on their job, and they just don't have time to answer on the messages on social media. So that's why we reach back out to our potential customers every 2 to 4 months with invitation at our online events, and after the event we follow up with them with recordings and some materials from this event, and we see that it works, that it's sufficient, and we get leads after that. And also sometimes we have replies like, for example, that our business proposal isn't relevant for our potential customers in that moment, or they don't have a budget for our project, or, this business task isn't on the top of their list. It's not in priority. And that's why we reach back out to them every 6 to 8 months. Because we understand that situation can change. They can change the company where they work, or they can get promotion. So that's why we just need to check, is maybe our business proposal relevant for them now? And it's too efficient approach. And also, it's very important to remember about all our agreements with potential customers. And if they ask to reach back out to them after, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months, you should just do it, because it will show that this contact, that this communication is important for you. And it helps you to build trustful relationships and to get leads on LinkedIn. And also, we would like to share with you some case studies in Middle East. And here we noticed several communication specifics. And the first point here is that there are a lot of active users on LinkedIn. And that's a good news, because active users for us are people who actively post in their profile some expert content. They like and comment on the posts of their connections. And that means that they are open for business communication on LinkedIn, and it's very important to find these active users. I think it's maybe one of the secrets of efficient lead generation. And the first point here is to a good news that people from MENA speak English very well. And it means that there is no problems and there is no language barrier. And both connection rate and response rate are high. And if we talk about communication in direct messages, it's very important to be polite and to show your respect to your potential customers. And it's also important to remind people about all your agreements, especially if we talk about scheduled calls. And if you remind people about your call with them, it will show also that you get some preparations to this call, that this potential customer is important for you. So it's also about respectfulness and about building trustful business relationships. The last point here is that you should prepare yourself to a long deal cycle. It's not bad. You just need to be ready to this, that you couldn't get clients here very fast, and it's okay. And the first case study which we would like to share here is with artificial intelligence startup. And here is our target audience, our CTO, CIO, CEO, and director of partnership from medium and large size system integrators from Saudi Arabia. And this project have been going 5 months and it's still going strong. And we have here several results. First of all, we added in our client's profile over 2,000 representatives of target audience. And we got here 41 people with initial interest. It's people who give us some additional contact information, for example, their email, and they ask additional questions. And we got also 40 leads. Leads for us are people who agreed to have a call or agreed to meet offline because our client live in Dubai, so it's not a problem. And on this slide, you can see the script which you use in this project for lead generation. And please pay attention to polite greetings. We use here dear, but not usual hello. And because dear is shows more high response rate. And after that, we talk briefly about our company and about our solution. And after that, we asked a qualifying question and we suggested to have a brief meeting and to discuss our potential collaboration. And what is important here, the interesting moment, please pay attention that we wrote in the end of a message our mobile, Telegram, and WhatsApp. We did it because sometimes we had responses from our potential customers that they suggest us to continue our conversation in WhatsApp or in Telegram. And we understand that we need to offer our potential clients different channels to making our communication more comfortable for them. So if you notice some of these tips, you can also use it in your communication on LinkedIn. And we, in the end of the message, we wish kind regards, and it's a story about politeness and respect communication on LinkedIn. And the second case study here is with delivery service. And here is our target audience was from Israel. There were job titles: CEO, founder, CEO, director of logistics, CBDO, CMO, and head of e-commerce from e-commerce companies, restaurants, retail, grocery, and FMCG. And these projects had been going 5 months. And during this period, we added in our client's profile almost 700 of new connections. We got 25 people with initial interest, and we got 16 leads. And here we use a brief script with a direct approach. We use personalization by name and personalization by company. And after that, we just made a short intro to our services. And in the end of the message, we offer to discuss potential collaboration. And also we attached to this message the presentation with our business proposal to give our potential customers more details. And we tried 2 options with attached presentation and without it, and we noticed that the response rate is higher when we attached the presentation. So we advise you to do it in your lead generation on LinkedIn for Israel market. And finally, what is our lead generation approach in MENA? What do we do in MENA region? We find target audience representatives on LinkedIn and send them connection requests without adding a note. Then in parallel, we like and comment on the post of our target audience. We prepare regular valuable content for our potential clients. And we would like to show in this content the expertise of our clients. And we sent some congratulations on national holidays and endorsed fair to free skills in their profile. And after that, we send them personalized messages by their job title or by the industry, and we follow up them within 3 to 4 working days. And now let's look at our lead generation approach in Latin America. Sofia?
Yeah, thank you, Kate. So our next region is Latin America, and let's see what's going on in this region. And a small spoiler that there are a lot of interesting insights regarding this location. Yeah, so let's start with communication specifics that we notice about this region. And first of all, the fact, as in MENA, that you can find lots of active profiles on LinkedIn. Then you'll get lots of new relevant connections and a lot of messages from your target audience, because connection rate and response rate are both high. Another point that I personally like very much is the fact that representatives from LATAM easily share their contact details even in the first message. So you can easily continue your communication by WhatsApp or by email or by Telegram, whenever it's comfortable for you both. And moreover, they can easily share contacts of their colleagues, yeah, if they are not the best person to discuss your offer. And can you imagine that sometimes they gave us the phone numbers of their colleagues? So yeah, they easily share both their and their colleagues' contact details. Then it's really nice to negotiate with the LATAM region, because the deal cycle may be short and they are ready to start a collaboration even without any contracts. But here I'd like to stress the fact that it's more effective to communicate in Spanish or in Portuguese, depending on the country. So now it's time to show our case studies, and I suggest to start with a logistics company in Chile and Peru. And here we divide our target audience between partners and clients. And regarding partners, we focus on CEO, COO, sales director, and business development top managers among courier companies. And what's about our clients' direction? Here we reach CEO, founders, logistics directors out, and as we are a logistics company, yeah, it's essential that we need clients from e-commerce industry. The project is in its 6th month and it's still going strong. And what about our project results? Here we got over 900 new connections, and among them 23 people became our leads, so they agreed to discuss our offer more precisely. And here you can see our welcome message that we send together with our connection requests. So it's kind of networking message when we show our interest to connect with a specific person. Yeah, we explain why it could be useful and benefit for both of you. It's like pretty neutral message, but we get really high acceptance rate adding this note. And as I said a few minutes before, it's more effective if you communicate in their local languages. So Kate, could you please switch on the slide? So yeah, here we ask a person whether it would be okay for them to talk in English, but not everyone agreed to chatting in English. So that's why it's a key point to speak well in Spanish or Portuguese. And let's move on to the next case study, and it's about a video analytics system in the Brazilian market. In this project, we focused on CTO, CIO, CXO among government entities, and during 4 months, we got over 400 relevant connections, and we got as well 25 leads, mostly from law enforcement agencies. Yeah, they are ready to become, they're ready to discuss our potential partnership in details. And let's look at the message template that we use to enter the Brazilian market. Yeah, firstly, a warm greeting. Then, as always, few words about ourselves, about our company and services that we provide. And then we ask a qualifying question to understand whether it's interesting and relevant for the person to describe our potential partnership or not. So, speaking about our actions in LATAM, I can say that we send connection requests with a welcome message in a local language or without adding any notes. Then it's extremely important to talk, to chat in the local language, in Spanish or in Portuguese. Then we send a message with personalization by job position or by industry, and we tell about scheduling a call in the first message. As always, we interact with our target audience posts with likes and with comments. Of course, follow-ups, it's extremely important regarding social selling approach. We follow up with a business proposal presentation in 3 working days, and regular content. Yeah, we publish regular content just to appear regularly in the newsfeed of our target audience. The next region that is interesting in the context of social selling is South and Southeast Asia. And as usual, before telling about case studies, let's speak about specifics in this region. And first of all, as in MENA and in LATAM, you can find lots of active users on LinkedIn. I mean, people who regularly check their message inbox and who make regular content. The connection rate is pretty high, so be sure you will have lots of interesting connections from Asia. Then our insight about English knowledge in this region, that in some countries English level is pretty high, but you should be prepared for the fact that in other countries it's more effective to communicate in their local languages as in LATAM. Then it's a key point to send follow-ups, of course follow-ups as always, and remind people about the call, about any agreements that you made. And last point, but not the least, that representatives from Southeast Asia is very polite in the communication, so you have to follow, you should follow, yeah. You should follow this tone of voice, this mode of chatting as well. And now it's time to share our case studies with you, and let's start with the AI startup in the Southeast Asia. And in this project, we focus on partnership, and our target audience is CTO, CIO, and other top managers. And here we're looking for system integrators. Regarding the countries, we are interested in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. And the project is in its 4th month, and it's still going strong. And I think we have impressive results here. We got over 700 new connections, and as a result, we got 31 people agreed to make a call, yeah, and to discuss the details of potential cooperation. And now you can see the script that we use here, and the structure is pretty clear. Yeah, we always start with a polite greeting, then tell about ourselves, and of course ask a qualifying question to understand whether it's relevant for a person or not. And our next case study, really interesting, is about Nitronics. It's the general distributor of Vinteo, and with Gregory Ivanov, with our client, we entered the Indian market. The project lasted for 9 months, and during this period, we sent connection requests to CEO and business development guys from system integrators that work with Cisco or Polycom. And we got almost 3,000 new connections and 68 leads willing to become partners with Nitronics. The distinguishing feature of the message that we use to enter the Indian market is the fact that we mention the well-known companies as Cisco or Polycom, just to explain what our company does, because everyone knows Cisco, Polycom, right? But no one knows. No one knew Vinteo, and be sure that we fixed this fact. We also mentioned how our product can be used by large corporations, so we showed the usage scenarios. And at the end of our script, there was a partnership offer and a qualifying question, as always. And speaking generally, what we do in Southeast Asia, we send connection requests together with a welcome message to show our interest in partnership. Then in first message, we offer to set up a call and discuss a potential partnership. Then we interact with the target audience posts with likes and comments. Of course, follow-ups, as always. We follow up with a presentation in 3 working days, just to remind about ourselves. And content, we prepare regular content to appear in the newsfeed. So that's all for our speech. I hope it was interesting and useful for you guys. If you have any questions regarding our approach, regarding case studies or scripts, whatever, please drop us a message. Here you can see our email. So thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, welcome to ask.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was very interesting, and yeah, I always like specific examples with scripts and with numbers. Actually, we have some questions. First question is how what is your measure of success? Actually, Khan is asking. What do you have? Maybe some benchmark ratio for connections versus leads? Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting question and very useful question. So we have some metrics that we analyze every week and every month. I'm talking about connection rate. I mean acceptance rates, just to show how many people accept our connection request. Then we have our next metric, it's response rate, to understand whether our script is whether our script works or not. And conversion rate, it's about conversion from answers into leads. So yeah, we have some benchmarks just to see the whole picture. For example, about connection rate, we agreed that if the connection rate is more than 45%, it's okay for the project. So we have success. We don't have to change anything, I mean, regarding sending requests. So yeah, this metric for connection connection rate. Then about response rate, if we have 25%, if we have 25%, if you have 25% of answers, then it shows us that the script is working, and we have really good at text templates, whatever. And then conversion rate, it's about from 5 to 7%, but please pay attention that this metric can be changed from project to project, because in every project we have different target audience, we have different product, we have different strategy. So it's just our benchmark in our agency, but you should analyze the specific project, the specific target audience one by one. So that's my answer.
Thank you so much. And actually, we have some more questions, and this is the question, I guess, specifically to Katya. Could you tell me, do short emails, for example, less than 500 symbols, show better response rate than detailed emails with portfolio, some details about your solution, for example, or not? Short or long?
It's better usually to use scripts not very long, but 4 or 5 sentences in one message. And if you want to give more details to your potential customers, you can attach to your message your presentation, your show reel. Maybe if you work in some creative industry, you can share links with your case studies. So just don't put this all information in one message, because just think what would you think if you open this message, and what would be your thoughts? If you will see that it's very, very long, you wouldn't have time for reading all this script. So yeah, it's better to make short messages and to add some additional materials to your message.
Yeah, develop your empathy.
Yeah. Always think what would be your thoughts if you would open this message.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And actually, we have some more questions, but maybe from Igor, for example, maybe we will answer them in the chat. Yeah, and we have some feedback that's great to see the different approaches in the different regions. Very interesting information. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Katya and Sofia. You were brilliant. I really love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.